I think there's one thing that we can all agree on with Super Mario 64. The bosses are not all that interesting. They're very easy to beat, and they really don't provide any type of interesting value to the gameplay that much. You walk up to them, they have a short little dialogue box, and then boom, they're dead after 3 short little attacks. Well, even though most of the bosses within this game might not have a story to be told about them, one boss in particular might have something that's very deep and dark. A story that might explain what happens after this boss's death. Well, before we get started, I want to talk to you guys real quick about today's sponsor, Satisfy. They have one of the most comfortable grips for the Nintendo Switch, and when you play in handheld, it can easily cramp your hands with the way the Switch looks and the way the Joy-Con kind of fit within your hands. Well, when you have their Pro Grip, it makes things a breeze. As you're sitting there in your bed, sitting down, or even standing up, if that's how you play, you can play that with the Pro Switch Grip. And you can get a bundle pack where you get a carrying case, a charging cable, and even some little thumb grips to keep your thumbs nice and tight on those Switch Joy-Con, which can be very annoying because they're super small. You also get a Nintendo Switch Joy-Con rail so you can prevent your Joy-Cons from getting lost. You can get all of this in a Switch bundle pack or also a Switch Lite bundle pack, and from now until this Friday you can use my special code NINTEND to get a special discount on your order. Big final thanks to Satisfy for working with me and letting me experience the joys of playing my Switch in handheld once again without getting the arm cramps. All of the links are in the description down below. Now with Super Mario 64, we all remember the most iconic level of the game, the very first one being Bob-omb's Battlefield. This place is a giant open field with tons of enemies to destroy and different objectives to complete. And one of those objectives is to defeat the level's boss, King Bob-omb. You'll make your way through the giant mountain's defenses, being the giant chain chomp and also the rolling cannonballs that move back and forth through the valley. You also have your occasional giant water bubbles, which I still have no clue what the heck this even means. But you will finally make your way to the top of the mountain where you'll come face to face with the Bob-omb King himself. Well, he's not much of a strong king because all you have to do is come up behind him, pick him up, and toss him back on the ground 3 times until he seemingly explodes into billions of pieces. We then collect our star and move on to mission number 2. In the second mission, it's a race to the top of the mountain against Koopa the Quick, and it's pretty much the same path with the same enemies guarding it. Well, you got the giant chain chomp which tries to attack you, and also those weird bubbles that fall from the sky, followed by the big cannonballs moving within the valley. We then dodge more cannonballs as we climb our way to the top of the summit and beat Koopa the Quick. But hold on, if you guys have been paying attention, something has changed within this level. Now in this second level where we race Koopa the Quick, I said almost everything was the same. Well, that's a big almost, because there's one thing that changes and is pretty drastic compared to the last level. Well, kind of. The giant chain chomp and the water bubbles are there. But let's go to the valley with the cannonballs. Well, here you can count 3 cannonballs, and you might think, okay, so what? Well, with the first mission, when you're trying to take out King Bob-omb, you go throughout this same valley, and you'll notice that there's only 2 cannonballs. And when you get to the top of the mountain on your second mission, you'll notice that King Bob-omb is nowhere to be seen, obviously because we blew him up, correct? Well, maybe something else happened to him. What if in fact Mario didn't blow him up, but instead sent him down the cliff with all of his limbs detached? I know it's kind of crazy, but what if Mario just turned him back into a regular cannonball? Even though he's a bomb, I get it, but he's kind of the same shape and form as these cannonballs in the first place. In fact, there's a lot of enemies in the game that take the same form as King Bob-omb. There's the regular Bob-ombs, and then there's the bullies, and also the Chuckyas. They all are these big round balls. I'm going to regret saying that. But maybe their fate when they die is they just turn into these cannonballs that just roll down the mountain as an obstacle for anybody that's going up the mountain. And that would be pretty sad. Your life just turns into a meaningless cycle of rolling down the mountain. Now this could be even backed up further by one of the Bob-omb buddies at the beginning of the stage. If you talk to him in any of the stages following the first act, he will say, "Thank you, Mario. The big Bob-omb is nothing but a big dud now," which also indicates that maybe he turned into a dud, just a rolling cannonball that just is stuck in place now for the rest of his life. This also makes you wonder, are all of these cannonballs different types of kings that once were? Are they all the ones coming down from the mountain, or just the ones in the little valley rolling back and forth? If we just look at the ones in the valley, that means there were 2 predecessor kings that were destroyed, but never talked about. But also, we have to go back and talk about exactly what happened to King Bob-omb when Mario defeated him. He blew up, didn't he? How did he turn into one of the balls rolling down the mountain? Well, if you look closely, we might have a solution and answer for that as well. Well, maybe he didn't blow up, because if you notice, all the pieces are gold. and none of them are black, as the Hulk King Bob-omb himself is a round black cannonball. So what is the yellow? Maybe it's just his crown that blew up, which turned him into this regular ball. And it could also be his arms and feet. That's just kind of dark, but it could be. This also does make me wonder what the rest of the King Bob-ombs within the Mario franchise is. Like, for instance, are they the same King Bob-omb rebuilt, or are they just different types of King Bob-ombs? And that may also explain a theory that there were two of them before him and before he died. So maybe Bowser just keeps rebuilding these King Bob-ombs, and they're all a different version in each game, since they all are seemingly destroyed in each game. Well, it looks like Bob-omb's Battlefield is more than just the first stage of Mario 64. It hides an incredible secret that maybe the developers wanted us to know, or maybe we're just stretching too deep. But nevertheless, it is a very interesting theory, and it's not confirmed, but would very well explain a lot of reasoning behind why that second level has that third cannonball in the valley in the first place. It could just be a difficulty increase, or it could be a lot more behind the scenes. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below your opinions on this theory, and if you have anything else to add to it. Also, if you have any more theories from the Mario 3D All-Stars collection, go ahead and let me know in the comments down below, and I'll cover them next. Whether it's from 64, Sunshine, or Galaxy, you could just shoot me a brief summary of the theory, and I'll go into details looking at it if it's good enough. But guys, we are also almost at 100,000 subscribers, super mega close, so please feel free to hit that subscribe button to get us to our goal. It's as simple as that. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure you just subscribe and like the video to help it grow. But thank you guys so much for tuning in, and like always, I'll see you in the next one. See you guys.